topsoil. On the mountainsides here in Wales, that topsoil varies between about 100 millimetres and 300 millimetres, about 4 inch to 12 inches thick. It tends to be peaty and black, and then below it are subsoils, and the subsoils typically, like they are up here, they're typically sandstone based, because all the hillsides here mostly have sandstones below them. We work with sandstone predominantly because where the tips have sat on the topsoil, when we get to the bottom, the spoil has actually gone into the topsoil, and we can't distinguish between the topsoil and the colliery waste, and so we have to work with subsoils. And we can typically get about half a metre to a metre of subsoil beneath the tips, and that's what we bring back over them to create the grasslands that we need. We have to fertilise them heavily, we use green waste, but we get them to a situation where they replicate the habitats that were there before. And in certain places where we've got grassland that we've got to strip, we sometimes strip it by lifting the turfs. And we've got a machine that lifts 1 metre by 2 metres of turf at a time, and we take that, we carry it, we transport it, we keep it for a period of time, mostly only short term when we're doing this sort of work. It's the first thing we put back because we're looking to try and put that grass back on the area before we took it. And you might see there, what I was saying to you, can you see the sort of black peaty subsoil that tends to exist on these hillsides, and particularly on the ridges, and then you get down to the, the light coloured sandstone subsoils that we use below. We have to pay for all of this, we have to take the coal out of the spoil and waste that's left by the coal board or the mine owners. And in the case of Bedwas, there is about 8.5% of the tips at Bedwas are coal, and that is what we can recover. We have been suppliers for the last 15 years to Rugby Cement Plant, which is the largest cement plant in the country. And the cement plants in the country, they have 2 fuels today. They used to use only coal, but now when you sort your waste every day into plastics and paper, that's pretty much all goes to the cement plants. That's what they use. They call it RDF, refuse derived coal, and the cement plants have managed to work themselves off big volumes of coal, and they can use 60 to 65% of your waste in the kilns, but for stability purposes and for control of temperature and other aspects to do with reduction of limestones, they need coal. And coal currently coming into the cement plants in the country, about 700,000 tonnes currently, is all coming from abroad, and the plant that we supply is currently having to take it from South Africa. So South African coal is coming at the moment, but the cement plant is actually involved with us. They know everything we're doing, they're totally supportive, and if this scheme was to go ahead, then they will take the coal from Bedwas. And here again is when we clear the site. We have to, at Bedwas, if we do this job, we have to clear an area, a virgin area. It's common ground owned by Cwmfelinfach County Borough Council. We have to clean one area so that we may take the tips that are on the sloping, on the inclined ground, up onto the top of the mountain like this, very similarly, and be able to store them safely and in a stable environment. And we will dig down, we'll take that subsoil that you see there, and then we'll put the subsoil, the spoil for the colliery on the top, and we'll bring the subsoil back up. And here you can see a typical example where we're working, that's the tip face that you can see, the black tip face that you can see behind, that's the colliery spoil, and underneath it you can see how we're extracting the subsoils so that we can carry out the reclamation of the site. Here's 6 bells. Here's 6 bells. This is about a year from when we started the job. And how we work the tips, we work in benches, 6 metre benches, because that allows stability and safety for excavation, and we are working in this direction at the time. And after a year, there was a tip there, it was called Vivian. That's already been landscaped, and it's the topsoils have been put back over it, and actually it is just starting to grow grass. And you can see here where we started doing soils. Here's the material that's coming out of here. It's going through our processing plant, and it's being relayed immediately. And as it's relayed, you can see everywhere there are soil buns waiting to be put on the new tip. It is every day that we work, we are not just mining and processing the spoil. Every day we're back putting soil on top, and every spring and every autumn, late April, early May, and August, late August, September, we're grassing. That's the period, and we're always grassing. It's a continuous process. It's part of the activity. It's not, oh, I may think I'm going to do some restoration later or do some grasslands. It is a continuous process. And here we are now 2.5 years from the start, and that's the brown area I was telling you about. The grass is now firmly established down there, and we've done all this as well. And you can see again soil buns, soil laid on here waiting for grass, soil here, soil here, soil here, little patch there where actually the grass has gone on, probably done earlier, and soil buns here. All the time we're continuously, it's not, oh, I'll do some restoration next week, it's part of the process, and that's how we operate.
Sorry, can I just ask a quick question? How much bigger is this one going to be compared to that one?
It's about another 4 million tonnes. So, and this site took about 3 years, and Bedwas would take about 5. I hope it might be a little bit quicker. And here it is, this is before, we're just demobilising the plant, and you can see the final restoration starting to, grass over completely. And we've also put some dew ponds in there. It's just to give some additional habitats to the site. And here it is, 2012, so that's 3 years after we started. That is the finished site, an aerial view, and it's all grassed and green. And if you go there today, which, by the way, you're all welcome to walk the hillsides to do that, or if anybody's particularly keen, we do some visits. We need to know early hand, and we try